I'm gonna give you 3 quick strategies for becoming wildly efficient, getting more done, and effectively squeezing more out of every day, right? Becoming super, super efficient with your time. Probably gonna be a multi-part video, but let's just get into it. So number 1, I would tell you that if you are not familiar with time blocking, get familiar real quick. What does that mean? It means everything goes on your calendar first and foremost. All your big stuff first. So your health, going to the gym, working out, etc. Get your meals on your calendar, date nights, all the personal time with your family, wife, husband, whatever, get it all on the calendar. Get your sleep on the calendar, get your meditation on the calendar, everything big on the calendar first. That takes care of you. Second, then all the big projects you've got going on, allocate 45-minute time slots to very specific projects and or very specific meetings throughout the day. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist, period, right? That, again, personal and professional. You cannot manage, many people are looking to manage time. You can't manage what you can't see. It should be on your calendar. It should be synced with your phone. You should be being alerted. And the moment that clock hits that 45 minutes, we're done. Move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing, move on to the next thing. Give your brain the maximum allotment of time to focus on one very specific topic without being interrupted by phone calls, people walking in your office, etc. Now, once all those things are blocked out, then put time on your calendar to screw around. Go looking at social media, returning emails, having impromptu meetings, whatever. Allocate the necessary time, first and foremost, to be most efficient with your day. That's one thing you can do. Acting as if. In other words, if today were your last day, put yourself in a headspace to where you're effectively tricking your mind into taking extraordinary action in the moment. In other words, if the stakes were much, much higher on you personally, what are the actions you would be taking today? Is today the day that you would want to be proud of? You know, when you find yourself just laid back, not really paying attention, just kind of going through the motions, how would you feel if this was your last day? Is this the day that is the most representative of all the effort, all the energy that you can pour into a day? Get yourself into that headspace. If your kids were watching you today, would they be proud of what you're doing? Would you want them to be the person you are today? Again, if somebody was holding a gun to your family's head and said their lives depend on the effort that you put into today, what would today look like? What are the actions that would be different today? How enthusiastic would you approach today? When you do these things mentally, at least for me, I become much more efficient and I become laser focused on the opportunity that is afforded to me today. Go calculate how many days you have left on this planet. You know, if you're a woman, start with the number 82. If you're a man, start with the number 78. Go subtract your current age right now. Get your calculator out and do it. Take that number and multiply it times 365. Statistically speaking, that is how many days you have left on this planet. If you want to get real gangster about it, then you need to wake up and realize that you're probably going to be asleep for 8 hours a day. That's a third of that time. So go multiply that number times 0.67. And you realize that's how many days I probably have left on this planet. Now, if you want to get gangster, go take that number and write it on your mirror in a dry erase marker, right where you brush your teeth or brush your hair or put your makeup on every morning. And you get the privilege each and every day of walking in and counting down that number. When you watch your life tick away, you'll realize just how precious these days really are. And if you're like me, you'll get really motivated to wring everything out of every one of them that you possibly can. Because I got news for you. Every single one of them is a gift. Last time I checked, nobody gets out alive. In the history of the world, nobody has ever gotten out alive, which means that every one of us has an expiration date. Knowing and realizing and focusing on that is coming sooner rather than later will get you moving in the right direction real quick.